So I'm the final one. And after that, we'll have round questions. And Councillor, if you could join us at the panel desk for the question time after my talk, that would be great. Yeah? So you can just go on and just play that video, please. So this is the 12th of March, 7:22 p.m. That's our house. And if you can see, not very clear, or if you can see someone's coming out, you can see them, the three of them, and that's it. They're gone. Just like that. So this was the 12th of March when our house was burgled. And this was a shot taken from our neighbour's CCTV, which clearly showed that it was the same two men whom I saw around 6:35 p.m. when I was leaving, who then noticed that there was no car on the drive, and they went around. There's a small little private park in our area just for the local residents, and they obviously convinced themselves there's nobody in the house, came around and straight through the side gate into our house and smashed the conservatory door from behind. Obviously it's very recent, so maybe I'm a bit more emotional, but unfortunately we didn't have a functional alarm. We had requested, we are renting, we actually just moved into the area 6 months ago, and we wanted to convince ourselves which area to live in before we buy. So we're currently renting. We don't have a functional alarm. That's another thing that we're trying to sort out along with all this. So they were in our house for 30 minutes. Spent a lot of time obviously, and they took laptops, they took jewelry. It's not the material loss, and we keep hearing that repeatedly from people. It's not the material loss. Yes, with jewelry, I'm not a person who wears jewelry. Most of us don't. It's things given to us at our wedding, so they have sentimental values. Like my Mac, it was by children, and now, one's preparing for 11 plus, and that's caused an inconvenience. So it's not that. It's just the fact that someone had the audacity to enter your house forcefully and just take the things that you've worked hard. It doesn't matter whether you're in an affluent area. You hear this all the time. You live in an affluent area, you drive a nice car. It's almost like a license for somebody else to come and take it. Why? We slog it. We've worked very, very hard for this. We've spent years studying, educating ourselves. We earned nothing then. And then we got onto, the ladder of working, getting some money. We worked hard. Sometimes you just want to spend it on making yourself feel like you achieved something. I don't think anybody has the right to take it. And again, like I said, this incident just woke us up. We were burgled once before in 2012 in Leeds. And there was a difference in the way the police dealt with it. In fact, they actually caught the burglars. They even recovered some of our jewelry. They'd sold some, and they were going to another jeweler's shop to sell another batch, and they caught them. And our neighbour's son had seen them, so they kind of got him to testify. But 7 years on, there's a noticeable change in the way burglaries are being addressed. And I got very annoyed with the police officer addressing our case, because I felt like information was being taken for statistical reasons. What's the value of your jewelry? What did you lose? Do you have pictures? I know we are not getting it back. We all know we don't get our things back. We're very fortunate if we do. We're very few of us who are fortunate in that manner. What I didn't want was to contribute to the statistics. There was a post sent in the WhatsApp, 142 million pounds worth of gold jewelry burgled in UK. And I'm like, I've contributed twice to this figure. But I don't want to become a contributor to this. What I want to see is that, these criminals were nabbed. They were arrested, and that peace of mind would be something else. I don't want the jewelry. I don't want the map. And I think it's just that. I think what we want is not to imprison ourselves in our own homes. And sorry, I get all emotional anyway. But I'll just tell you some of the things we did. and if you don't mind. So the one thing I always regret is that when I saw these two, they were black hooded white men. One was about 6 feet, one was about 5'11", one was on the phone and the other one was walking. And as I was driving away, I saw them and they had that swagger, and I said, they don't look like they live here. They don't look right. And my heart said that. And I didn't want to be judgmental, so I drove off. But as I drove off, I looked one of them in the eye, and he looked me in the eye. And I said, oh God, I'm Asian. Jewelry, first things. And I'm like, oh, I just hope he didn't see the house I left from. But I'm so naive. Obviously, there's no car in the drive, This they do beautifully. So that was absolute naivety. But I drove off. And I think at that point, if I had called 101, and the police did tell me that, even if you think, this is not something you want someone to come to your house out to, give them a call. Let them know you've seen someone suspicious, and if there's someone patrolling in the area, they'll come out and have a look. But I think more immediately, I wish we had a WhatsApp group for our street at the time, and I would have just messaged people saying, I've seen two suspicious characters, keep an eye out. But these are the things, you could do. Obviously securing the side gate, we had just a latch. And even the window cleaner used to come in, and I never liked it. I said, well, just ring the doorbell if we're there. So we've got now a lock, but it doesn't matter, he still came in yesterday. I was like, how did he come in? So they have this two-step ladder, and I was like, why did you do that? That was the reason, you just defeated it. But so yeah, and in addition to that, if you have a high fence, and what our neighbor did was, he has a very weak kind of fencing. So if someone tries to climb, they're going to break it and fall. So, they're different things. I have a visible functional alarm. I think there have been cases where the alarm has been deactivated or it's been actually brought down. So put it high enough, but there's so much you can do. Fit motion sensors on all windows and doors. Have that connected to your alarm, because if the alarm doesn't go off, what's the point of the motion sensor? But again, I think it's been mentioned, consider having an alarm that connects to the security and the police. At the back of my mind, I always think it must be so annoying for the police if they keep having these false alarms, but people are scared. Also, having a CCTV in the house with mobile alerts. So we have now a CCTV in our house in various areas, and when we're not there, we turn it on and we get mobile alerts, and you can quickly check your house. And then so consider having a doorbell. I think again, ring.com is something that was mentioned. We have side gate sensor now. So again, a lot of entries do happen from the side. And again, one thing everything was locked, but the key was inside the door. Yeah, so you don't realize that, and I think because we were just out for an hour, we didn't realize. But now we obviously take it out and we keep it away from sight. So just locking it is not enough. They did smash the thing, but then they had the key to turn. Again, obviously lock all the doors and windows, and put your valuables away from sight. My kids were doing their homework as we rushed, and so their laptop was out. One was inside, but one was out. Jewelry, I think it's best if you're not the kind of person who wears a lot of heavy jewelry all the time, just put it away. Why have it for someone else to take? And also, if you have whatever you have in the house, hide it. Hide it. There are places they don't look. Yeah. Oh, your coat, your suitcases, messy areas with lots of stuff. Yeah. I was actually noticing areas they didn't go to. So then put it where you have metal, along with non-precious stuff. You think like a thief. What thing you do? And then also this paladin fencing was something that the police did mention, and behind the bush where the fence is, if between the fence, the wooden fence and your bush, if you have that paladin fencing, then that's something as well you can consider putting. And I think more than any of this, know your neighbors. The beautiful thing that happened out of all of this is we now know our street. We know everyone on our street. They all came to our house to set that neighborhood watch. And I went out yesterday to collect the kids from school, and I met two of them, and I stopped and I said hello and had a quick 2-minute chat. The other thing is my son was upset that I was late in picking him up, but I stopped and I said a hello. And that makes a difference. My husband had left the bikes outside and gone inside, and I got a message from the neighbor saying, your bikes are outside, if you're not home, I'll take it in. This wouldn't have happened had I not known them. It is so important. The police can do all they can, but we can do more than what they can.